Welcome to Synagogues of England, Part 9. We start out in the city of Rochester, which is a town of about 63,000 people, located about 30 miles away from London. The camera is spinning around inside the Chatham Memorial Synagogue. This building was erected in 1869 and is sitting on top of a property which had a previous synagogue that was built about 1750. The congregation does not currently have a rabbi, but has lay leaders who are educated and capable of running the services. There are Shabbat services every Friday evening and usually once a month, the first Saturday of that month. Here is a look at the exterior of the premises. And here's the front entranceway. Once inside, the foyer to the main sanctuary. And a look at the sanctuary from the previous women's balcony. We next shift over to Sheffield, which is in the South Yorkshire area and has about 518,000 residents. We're looking at an overhead shot of the United Synagogue of Sheffield, also known as the Sheffield Jewish Center. This is an Orthodox congregation. There are two congregations in Sheffield. Sheffield supposedly is the fifth largest city in England, but the number of Jews living in this area has reduced in recent years. In the 1950s, the community had about 1,500 member families. It was only 3 years ago that this congregation joined up with the United Synagogue Group and changed its name to United Synagogue Sheffield. It's possible that this synagogue now has about 300 members, whereas the other one, the Reformed congregation, has about 50 to 60 members. The location it currently uses was established in the year 2000. Its current rabbi is Yonasan Golem, who is of Lubavitch practice. Services are held both Friday evenings and Saturday mornings for Shabbat. It also indicates that it has a weekly minyan without explaining what that means. As we previously mentioned, there is also the Sheffield and District Reformed Jewish Congregation, but we are not sure about its location. It was formed in 1989 to service the needs of those who are not Orthodox in the area. It does not have a rabbi and uses lay leaders to run the services. Services are held 2 or 3 times a month, and it could either be on a Friday night or a Saturday morning for Shabbat. Services are usually held at a local community center and sometimes at members' homes. South Bucks is a small district in the county of Buckinghamshire, which is in southeast England. Here's an overhead shot of the location of the South Bucks Jewish Community Center. The congregation ascribes to liberal Judaism. Shabbat services are held on Friday evenings. The times vary depending on the week of the month. There is also a Saturday morning service held every other week, and it is led by a rabbi, Charlie Baginski. The 2 weeks of the month that he is there, he also leads the Friday evening services. This street level view will give you an idea of what it takes to get to the front entrance of the community center. The camera moves over to Southend on the Sea. It's a small resort town on the Thames estuary in Essex, which is in the southeast portion of England. The building shown here is the home to the Southend and District Reformed Synagogue. Saturday morning Shabbat services are held weekly. Friday evening services are held every other week. Warren Elf has been the rabbi since 2003. There is also the Southend and Westcliff Hebrew congregation. This congregation was officially formed in 1906. The building shown here was constructed in 1968. In the 1980s, it had as many as 1,500 member families. Binyamin Bar took over the spiritual leadership of this congregation in 2006. We believe he is still the rabbi. Here is a look at the main sanctuary interior. The congregation also boasts having its own mikveh, and besides Shabbat services, there is a regular daily minyan. We move on to Southport, which is in the northwest portion of England and has a population of a little more than 90,000 residents. Oh, and it also has 2 synagogues. The Hebrew words above the portal partially read Ki'im Beis Elokim Zeh Shahar Shamayim, translated meaning, and this is the house of the Lord, the gate to heaven. And we're looking at the Southport Hebrew congregation. It's Orthodox. Services are held on a daily basis. The building shown here, we believe, was constructed in 1954. Actually, there are 2 buildings to this congregation, one in front of the other. One of them was reconstructed in 1913. There appears to be a rotation of visiting rabbis who conduct services, although Rabbi Arnold Saunders may be the one who conducts the majority of the services. And there is also a mikveh on the premises. Our final stop on this tour takes us to the Southport and District Reform Synagogue. Shabbat services are held on Saturday mornings only. This congregation was established in 1948, originally called the Southport New Synagogue. It became associated officially with the Reform movement a year later. We conclude this tour reminding everyone that we still have many more synagogues in England to check out, especially the cities of London and Manchester. See you soon!